Hello, Franklin. Yeah, I knew you would be here. At least I was pretty certain. And good afternoon to everyone. I'm Spokane Steve, and it's time once again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. June the 3rd, today we're going to start a 4-game series, Kansas City at Baltimore. Two pitchers who need no introduction, right-hander Catfish Hunter for Kansas City, right-hander Jim Palmer for Baltimore. Both youngsters. Palmer, I think, was 20. Might have been 19. No, he was 20. And I'm pretty sure that Catfish was 20. I'm double checking that now. Yes, they both are 20-year-old right-handers. You know, watching these two guys so far this year, I think they might be pretty good. Baltimore, of course, in first place, 31-13. And Kansas City, 23-19, still hanging in there. They've made a few fire sale trades, the real exodus, coming up in June, later this month. Catfish Hunter on the season. Looking for his numbers here. He's 3-4 with a 3.68 ERA. This will be his 11th start. He has 3 complete games. Palmer 6-2 with a 4.66. This will be his 10th start. He has 2 complete games. And hello to Ben Witz. Oh man, we had a great barbecue. Barbecued ribs yesterday. Seasoned baked potato slices. Or broiled, however you want to say it. Fresh green beans. Plenty of fine wine. I slept in today, so I'm still a little draggy. And hello to Mike. Anyway, the game must go on, as they say. And that's the truth. Where else was I at today? I was going to mention something else. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll save that until we have a few more people here. I'm thinking of starting my game an hour later, so let's throw that out there now. 2:30 instead of 1:30, which would be 5:30 Eastern. Just kind of wondering what you guys think about that. I'm fine with the 1:30 start, but I'm kind of starting to think perhaps, I'm thinking of ways to grow the channel, and I'm thinking perhaps a later start time might open up a slightly wider audience. I don't know. At the end of the day, it doesn't make that much difference, really, because I'm very happy with the group I have. Believe me, I know I'm fortunate. You guys are awesome. I certainly don't want to do anything that would get more people watching but lose the great people I have. I would rather have less subscribers and keep the people I have, in other words, than the other way around. I'm mostly about having fun with it. Not necessarily. It's fun to watch the subscriber count grow, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really about... I have no illusions of making any money from this. This is a very niche thing, Strat-O-Matic. I had no illusions going in. I think originally I thought with the 1:30 time that would give me time to get 2 games in. But I tell you, these games take a lot out of me. It's not easy to play 2 games streamed in one day. I've done it a couple of times. Here's the lineup for Kansas City. Bert Campaneris leads off at shortstop. Larry Stahl in left. pretty much the regular lineup for Kansas City the last few games. Mike Hirschberger in right field, Danny Cater at third base. I thought of that too, Mike. You had dinner hour, and then Tom thinks he would like that better. Hello, Robert. Robert likes the current time. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there for opinion. You can leave opinions in the comments too, especially for those of you watching on replay. I kind of the opinion, my basic philosophy, one of them is, the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Dick Green will hit fifth at second base. Joe Nossick in center. Looks like Green got a little goop on his card there. We'll wipe that off. Ken Harrelson at first base. I've noticed that Harrelson has been dropping in the lineup since the beginning of the season. Phil Roof is the catcher. He was the player of the game the last time Kansas City played. Remember that? Catfish Hunter, the pitcher, hits ninth. What are the odds of Phil Roof getting the player of the game twice in a row? Oh, I don't know, about 500 to 1. Yeah, yesterday Mookie's birthday bash, of course, which carried on over at my sister and her husband's house. And for those of you that watched the video, if you were wondering where that song that I poorly attempted to sing comes from, Google up Sheriff John birthday song. Okay, that was a kids show when I was little, either in local LA or possibly even local San Diego TV station. It was not network, it was not syndicated. Kind of like a Hobo Kelly, Billy Barty, Bozo the Clown, if you remember any of those shows. Anyway, he'd do his little birthday song. For some reason, that song has always stuck in my head for all these years. I was probably 5 or 6 when I watched that show, okay? So that's pretty crazy how that goofy little song could stick in your head. Anyway, to the game, Palmer's ready to work. Bert Campanera stands in. Campy hitting .250, 1 homer, 19 RBIs. Palmer into the windup. We've got a 6'11 righty, and that is a shot into left field. Single to 16, and Campy has himself a long single. That's a homer, of course, to 60, but Campy a weak. He'll take first, and Campy with blazing speed. Palmer with a terrible hold, +4. So Campy a 20, not held. He's held on at 18. And with Larry Stahl at the plate, let's see what happens. Stahl hitting .257, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. Oh, Campy's trying for that lead. 2, 3, 6 to 12. 6, he's got it. 1 to 18. There goes Campy. Etchebarren's throw down. Oh, he's just in there under the tag. Stolen base for Campy, his 15th of the season. That would place him among the league leaders. In fact, that might lead the league. And here's the next pitch to Stahl. 1-6 righty. He struck him out. Called strike 3. So Stahl rung up by plate umpire Bill Kinnaman. And here's Mike Hirschberger. Hirschberger hitting .257, 1 homer, 16 RBIs. The pitch from Palmer's a 4-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Palmer. And here's Danny Cater playing third base today. Cater hitting just .190 since coming over, 1 home run. Let's take a look at his overall stats. I think he came from Boston. Does that sound right? Cater on the year, .213, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Palmer checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Cater. That's a 5-8 righty. Grounded to third base. Brooks to Powell, and that'll do it. No runs to hit, 1 left after half an inning. Kansas City, nothing. Baltimore coming to bat. Let me scroll down here. I can see Ben's comment. Channel 3 Clubhouse, exactly. Yeah, there's Jeremiah, welcome. Yeah, it was that kind of a show, Ben, exactly. I don't remember that one, but a lot of these shows were local, not national. I think Bozo's Big Top might have been national. Of course, the legendary story, and I don't think it's true, but it was a rumor that was accepted for many years, that one of the kids playing a game for prizes on the Bozo show said a swear word, and then Bozo said, "Hey, that's a Bozo no-no," and the kid responded with, "Cram it, Clowny." I don't believe that ever really happened, but it makes for a good story. Here's the Orioles lineup. Aparicio leads off at shortstop. Russ Snyder in center. Frank Robinson back in the lineup in right field in the 3 spot. Brooks at third hits cleanup. Boog Powell in the 5 spot at first base. Kurt Bleffery is in left. Davey Johnson at second. Andy Etchebarren behind the dish. And Jim Palmer hitting ninth. You can probably hear a little bit of hangover in my voice. I can tell it's there. Yeah, I thought maybe Bozo was... Everybody seems to remember Bozo. He was even mentioned on Seinfeld once. Aparicio leads it off for Baltimore. Luis hitting .249, 2 homers, 21 RBIs. Catfish Hunter gets the sign from Ruth, and here's the pitch on a 6-7 right-hander. That's second base X. That's Green. Green, a good second baseman, 2E19. Here's the play. On a 13, he makes a nice stop and throws him out. 4-3X, Aparicio retired. Tom's got a quick update for us on the 1938 Yankees. Game 132 now. Yeah, Jeremiah's sister actually went to the Bozo show in '75. Man, he must have been on a long time. Here's Russ Snyder. Snyder at .239, no home runs, 3 RBIs. Catfish with the pitch, 3-10 right-handed grounder, second base. Green again, flips to Harrelson, 2 down. And here's Frank Robinson. Robinson hitting .317, 13 home runs, 35 RBIs. Baltimore in their 45th game. Catfish into the windup. We got a 110 right-handed high fly ball to deep left field. Stahl back on the track, pulls it in. 1-2-3 go the Orioles in the bottom of the first. After 1, we have no score. We're having to compete with the dishwasher for a short time. I meant to start it a little bit earlier. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Hopefully not too much of a distraction. I can definitely hear it. It's not what you would call one of those modern quiet dishwashers, that's for damn sure. Okay, here's Dick Green. Green at .265, 3 home runs, a team-leading 30 RBIs for the right-handed hitting second baseman. And Palmer into the windup. 6-7 right-handed, that's second base X. That'll be a tough play for Johnson. Johnson, a good fielder, 2E25. On a 1, however, that's just under his glove into right field. Oh man, that would have been a tough play for anybody. So Green with a leadoff single. Green, a 20 not held. That was such a little chance of getting the lead. Baltimore is going to risk it and not hold him on. He's going to try to roll that 4. Of course, he does not get it, not surprising, and here's Nosek. Nosek just 6 for 48. It's been a struggle for Joe Nosek, batting 125. Palmer out of the stretch, comes in there with a 5-10 righty, and just outside ball 4, he loses Nosek. And Kansas City puts the first 2 runners aboard here in the second inning. That'll bring up Ken Harrelson. Harrelson at 252, 1 home run, 10 RBIs. Palmer collecting himself on the mound, a deep breath, and now the windup on the pitch to Harrelson's a 3-6. Single into left field, it's open. Open single, Green can round. 13, Bleffery Bleffery is 0. 1-13, nobody out. They're going to slam the brakes on Green. And Kansas City will have the bases loaded with nobody out. There's a couple more I'm forgetting too, Tom. I never heard of Lucy's Toy Shop. I have to admit. There were other shows like that. Oh, Captain Kangaroo would have been one. Yeah, and they all played cartoons, and then they'd break back to the host, and sometimes they had kids in the studio audience, and they would play games for prizes. Or not. Sometimes there weren't prizes. And they usually always recognized, you could write in and say, hey, my birthday's coming up. And put the date, and then they would announce it on the air. They never said my name. Don't worry, I got over it. Here's Roof with the bases loaded. We were talking about Roof earlier. He's got a chance here to be a hero. Infield at double play depth. The pitch to Phil is a 5-6 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout for Palmer now. And that'll bring up the pitcher. Hunter a B bunter. Green's steal rate at third is unimpressive. Hunter a 2 weak. He's going to swing away. Palmer's pitch on a 4-5 righty, grounded to short. That could be 2. Should be 2 with Aparicio, a 1-18. Here's the roll on a 16, and sure enough, 6-4-3 double play. Splendid play by Aparicio. And oh man, did Kansas City waste an opportunity in the second. Perhaps I should have sent Green 1-13. In hindsight, I think probably I should have. Anyway, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left for the Athletics. We are still scoreless. Catfish getting ready to work the bottom of the inning. Brooks Robinson will start it off. Brooks hitting .298, 6 home runs, 36 RBIs. Hey, Steve. Yeah, I've heard of that. I wasn't living here yet, but I remember talking to the floral manager when I was still at Safeway, trying to explain Sheriff John to her. She said, no, we didn't have that. We had JP patches. Hunter's pitch for Robinson is a 1-5 right-hander. He promptly bangs a base hit up the middle for a leadoff single. So Brooks aboard, no threat to run. And up to the plate steps Boog Powell. Powell leading the club in batting at .347, 13 homers, 35 RBIs. Hunter out of the stretch. It's a 4-4 lefty, third base X. That's Cater. Cater a 4-E21. Here's the play. Cater to his left on a 5. He's not going to get that. That's down the line. That's going to be extra bases. Rounding and stopping at third is Brooks. And the Orioles are in business here on a double by Powell. They've got second and third and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Very early in the game, I'm going to roll him for in or back. With Blefary at the plate, they will be back. Blefary, the left-handed hitter, 302 on the year, 11 home runs, 32 RBIs. One of 3 Baltimore players in double digits in the home run column. Hunter comes in there with a 5-12 lefty, gets first base X. That's going to be a tough chance for Harrelson, a 4E18. And here's that play. On a 6, he can't get it. He knocks it down, infield single, a run will score. That's an RBI for Blefary as Brooks Robinson crosses the plate, and it's 1-0 Orioles. Powell stopping at third. Let's see who else popped in here. Yeah. Runners at the corners, they will be at double play depth for Johnson. Johnson hitting .260, 2 homers, 22 RBIs. My screen is lagging behind. Here's the pitch to Johnson. 2-7 right, he gets a base hit into left field. That'll plate Powell. Blefary rounding, 11, he'll hold at second. So that's an RBI for Johnson, 2-0 Orioles. And here's Echeverren. 4 hits in a row off of Catfish, and that's going to send Roof out to the mound. Big difference between these two clubs. Baltimore doesn't waste many opportunities, and as you can see, Kansas City does. Bases loaded, nobody out. They failed to score. Now the Orioles are rallying in the bottom of the inning, and here's Andy Echeverren. Andy hitting .284. 6 home runs, 19 RBIs. Infield back. Hunter into the windup now. It's a 3-7 righty. Fly to center. That's playable for Nosek. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Batter will be Jim Palmer. He's a 1-hitting pitcher, but with end power. Hunter's pitch on a 5-5. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Could have bunted there. Could have tried to sacrifice with 1 out. I tend to do that more with the teams that are offensively challenged, let's say. So it's up to Aparicio. He's 0 for 1. Hunter checks the runners. Now comes to the plate 3-4. It's a fly to right field. He lifts it the other way. Drifting over to the line is Hirschberger, and he puts it away to retire the side. The Orioles settle for 2 runs on 4 hits and leave a pair. And after 2 complete, it's 2-0 Baltimore. 2 20-year-old future Hall of Famers on the mound. Top of the order for Kansas City. Campy singled and stole second in the first. He was stranded there. Palmer gets his sign. Here's the pitch for Campy. It's a 1-4 righty. Fly to right field. That's Frank Robinson. Barely has to move and makes the catch for the first out. That'll bring up Larry Stahl. Stahl struck out his first time up today. The pitch from Jim Palmer, 4-7 lefty, and he loses in ball 4. Second walk issued by Palmer. Stahl with good speed, not held, he'd be a 19. He's held at 17, and he's going to try for the lead. 2 through 5, 11 or 12. 4, he's got it, 1-17. There goes Stahl. Echeverren's throw, he's stolen it. So it's pretty evident that Kansas City is going to run on Palmer. For Stahl, his 5th stolen base of the season. And here comes the next pitch to Mike Hirschberger. It's a 3-7 righty. Fly to straightaway center. Snyder backing up a bit and hauls it in. Here's Danny Cater now. Palmer looks at the runner at second, gets his sign. The windup on the pitch to Cater is a 5-2. Grounder shortstop. Aparicio charging it, scoops it on the run to Powell, and that's it. No runs, no hits, one left. So Palmer looking pretty much in control today. Catfish coming off of a rough second inning. Let's see how he fares in the third. It'll be Russ Snyder leading things off. Snyder 0 for 1. Catfish into the windup. Here's the pitch now. It's a 5-5 lefty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's the second K for Catfish. Coming up the heart of the order, here's Frank Robinson. Catfish studying the signs. Here's the windup and the pitch to Robinson on a 4-7 righty. He loses in ball 4. 1 out walk to Frank. That's the first walk issued by Catfish. Let's check the battery now for Kansas City. Catfish is 0 hold. And Roof a 0 arm. So Frank Robinson not held at 13. He's not a star stealer, of course. You'd have to roll 5 or 6. And Brooks will hit away. Brooks leads the club in RBIs with 36. Hunter from the stretch. 4-10 right-handed. It's a shallow fly to left field. On comes Stahl, and he just does catch up with it. Stahl had to come a long way to get that one. That's 2 away, and here's Booth Powell. Powell with a ringing double in the second inning, excuse me. Hunter checks the runner. Now pitches to Powell with a 4-6, and he walks him. 2 walks in the inning. That moves Frank Robinson to second. And it will be up to Kurt Bleffery. Bleffery singled in a run his first time up today. Hunter gets the sign now. There will full windup, and the pitch is a 4-6. And did he go around, check with third base up? He did not, and the bases will be loaded. 3 walks in the inning for Catfish, and Roof paying another visit, trying to calm the youngster down. Dave Johnson due. Johnson in the right-handed batter's box. Roof back behind the plate now, flashes some signs. Hunter with the full leg kick and windup, and here's the pitch to Johnson on a 6-11 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Oh man, I don't know what Roof told him, but it worked. A lot of pitches in that inning for the young Catfish. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and the Orioles leave the bases loaded. 2-0 after 3 complete. And hey, silence. I think the dishwasher is finally done. What was that movie where the kid said, "The dishes are done, man"? Can't place it, but that thought just popped into my head. He broke all the dishes, right? And then said, "The dishes are done, man." Kind of expensive. Expensive way to clean the dishes. We go to the 4th. Dick Green will lead it off for Kansas City. Green singled his first time up. Palmer gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Green. It's a 6-10 righty. Fly ball to center field X. Tough chance for Snyder. Snyder a 3-6. Ranging to his right on a 19. He makes a nice running catch for the out. Nice play, Snyder in center. And Joe Nosek will be the hitter. Right-handed outfielder walked his first time up. Here's the pitch from Palmer. 6-7 right-handed, second base X. That's going to be Johnson. 2E25. Johnson ranging behind the bag on a 4. He makes a diving stop To his feet, the throw to Powell. He is out. Oh my goodness, what a play by Davy Johnson. Oh my, that's going to be a web gem. 4-3-X with an exclamation. It's too bad the computer version of the game doesn't allow me to enter that, right? You keep track of how many web gems there were and who did them, who made them. I don't either, Franklin. I think he did, but now that you say that, I'm not positive. That's your assignment, group. Somebody look up and see if Catfish Hunter made the Hall of Fame. I think he should be in. And again, I don't go so much by the career numbers as I do as how the player was seen at the time. In that stretch in the 70s, he was as good as anybody. Two down, here's Ken Harrelson. Palmer gets the sign. 5-8 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Let's add them up now. That's 4 strikeouts for Palmer. 1-2-3 goes Kansas City in the 4th. And it's still 2-0. Thank you, Joel Horland. And welcome in, by the way. Yeah, I thought he was, and then Franklin, you made me second guess myself there a little bit. I thought, well, you know, I'm not 100% positive. I'm pretty sure he is. If not, he should be, but yes, he's in. The DH killed him, huh, Al? Welcome, Al. Didn't he hold out a little bit as a free agent, too? That never seems to work out well for guys. Most recently, Blake Snell, I think, just went on the IL. I think still suffering the effects of his long holdout last year. You'd think they would stay in shape, though, right? Anyway, I mean, I don't know. Okay, bottom of the 4th, it's Andy Etchebarren to start us off. Hunter gets the sign. The windup and the pitch is a 4-8 righty. It's a single to 7. Liner towards Cater, and that's going to be spared at third by Danny Cater. Nice play. That looked like it was headed into left field. Batter will be Palmer. Struck out in the second. 3-7, ground to second base. Routine for Green as he flips to Harrelson. 2 down quickly. You're not the only one, Franklin. Yeah, right, Ben, he did. Very young for Catfish. What was the reason, do you know? I think he had some kind of rare disease. Well, maybe not rare, but rare for a person of that age. Hunter into the windup. Pitch to Aparicio now is a 5-9. That's a high fly ball to right field. That'll be a single to 9. And that's going to be a single. Aparicio a week. Let's take another look at it. 5-9 righty. Homer to 9. Double anything else. Aparicio a week both ways. Settles for the long single. Good speed on the bases. 17 with a 0 battery. He'll be held at 15. And with 2 down, he's going to try for that lead. 2 through 5, 11 and 12. 4, he's got the lead. There he goes. 17, 1 to 15. A throw from Roof. He's stolen it. So 2 can play at that game. Kansas City running on Palmer. Now the Orioles grab a stolen base. For Aparicio, that is his 5th stolen base of the season. Yeah, thank you, Ben. I thought it was kind of a strange one. Hello, Meister Jaeger. Okay, runner at second, 2 down. Frank Robinson trying to pick him up. Orioles lead by 2. Here's the pitch from Catfish. 1-7 righty. That's going to get it done. That's an extra base hit into the gap in left center. Triple on a 1. It's going to be a 2-base hit for Robinson. Aparicio scores easily, and that makes the score 3-0. And yes, of course, the 86 Mets. Widely considered one of the all-time greatest teams. Brooks Robinson will be the hitter now. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. That would be a fun season to replay, I think, 1986. I think somebody's done it, probably one of you guys. I'm almost sure it was one of you guys, in fact. Frank takes his lead from second. Here's the pitch to Brooks. 1-11 righty, a hard smash to third. Cater gloves it, throws over to Harrelson, and that'll do it. Orioles pick up another run on 2 hits, leave a man. After 4 innings of play, it's 3-0 Orioles. Let's check the standings here for a second. We know the Orioles are in first. What is their lead now? Just 2.5 over the Twins. Twins hanging tough. Indians 5 back in third place, and Kansas City in fourth place, 7 games back. Jim Palmer, just 3 singles allowed so far as we go to the 5th. It'll be Roof, Hunter, and Campy. Pitch from Palmer on a 4-10. Shallow fly to center. Here comes Snyder. He's there. This is always a tough decision in the 5th inning, but in 66, really too early to hit for the starting pitcher. Hunter will bat on a 4-4 grounder to short X. That's the Gold Glover Aparicio, 1/18. Here's the play on a 19. Boy, he makes it look easy, doesn't he? Scoops it on the second hop and fires to Powell for the out. Definitely an Earl Weaver disciple, right? Davy Johnson we're talking about, of course. Two outs, here's Campy. 1 for 2 today as Palmer comes set. He comes in there with a 6-4 righty. That'll be catcher's card. That's Echeverren. Echeverren, a good catcher, 2E6. It's going to be a 5. That'll be a pop out to the catcher, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 goes Kansas City in the 5th. 5 goose eggs for Jim Palmer, and it's 3-0. Wait, I'm out of order here. Flipped over an extra card, apparently, huh? Brooks Robinson leads off the bottom of the 5th. Brooks 1 for 2. Catfish with the windup. The pitch to Brooks is a 1-7 righty. Grounder to third base. Danny Cater has it. Throws to Harrelson. 1 down. Feels like Cater's been busy at third base. But actually only 2 plays. They just happened to be the last 2. Oh, he caught a line drive, too. So 3 plays to third. And here's Boog Powell. Doubled and walked. Hunter into the windup. 3-6 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Going back is Hirschberger. He's on the track and makes the catch at the track. Powell gave it a ride, homer to 2. On the 8, just allowed out to right. And here's Bleffery. Bleffery singled and walked. Standing in from the left side, Hunter gets the sign. That's a 5-8 lefty. Grounder second base. Dick Green to his left has it, throws to Harrelson. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Catfish. He was kind of controversial, wasn't he, Meister? He wasn't all that embraced in L.A. either, although I liked him. Maybe a lot of old schoolers still left around who thought he should bunt more or something. I don't know. I always figured anybody who followed the Earl Weaver book was okay by me. Before we go to the 6th, looks like Joe Boo needs a refill. Ah, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Holy crap, Jeremiah. Where are you again? Wow, I thought we were done with that. We may have some thunderstorms here later. Right now it's 56 and cloudy here in Spokane. So he kind of, Thomas, it sounds like Johnson did not ingratiate himself to the reporters. I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for the reporters either, honestly. I tell you, a lot of those reporters don't know diddly about the game. And some of the sports writers these days aren't even really good writers. Anyway, I digress. We go to the 6th. Larry Stahl will start it off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Stole second in the 3rd. Palmer gets his sign. 2-7 right-handed. That is ripped into right field. Could be extra bases. Double on a 9. He will settle for the long single. And Stahl with the 4th hit of the game for Kansas City. All singles. Stahl at 19 not held. He is a star stealer. Held at 17. He's going to roll for that lead. 2 through 5, 11 or 12. It's an 8. He does not get it. And here's the next pitch to Mike Hirschberger. From the stretch, it's a 4-5 shortstop X. This should be 2. 1E18. The roll on a 13. He's there. Look at that play by Aparicio. To Johnson, to Powell, double play. Only a 1 could have turned that double play. On a 13. Holy smoke. What an advantage it is to have the only one shortstop in the set, right? Two down, bases empty, and here's Cater. He's 0 for 2 today. Palmer into the windup. That's going to be a 1-6 righty. Another grounder to Aparicio. A little slow roller. He charges this one on the run to Powell. Boy, and it's all Aparicio, that inning. No runs a hit, nobody left. 6 scoreless now for Palmer. Good point, Ben. Ben wrote that AI is writing it all now. Maybe not all, but I'll tell you what, we're getting frighteningly close, aren't we? My cousin is a graphic arts teacher at the Ringling Institute in Florida. And he has assured me that his job and the job of most of his students will soon be eliminated by AI. Hunter getting ready to work the bottom of the sixth. It'll be the bottom third of the order for the Orioles. Johnson, Etchebarren, and Palmer. Davey 1 for 2 today. Catfish into the windup. Going to be a 1-4 right-handed. Foul ball back of the plate. Roof is back. Back by the screen and makes the catch. Here's Andy Etchebarren 0 for 2. Catfish into the windup, 6-7 righty. That's second base X. Dick Green will be tested again. 2E19. To his left, here's the play on a 14. He's there. Throws him out, 2 down. 4-3X. That retires Andy Etchebarren, and Jim Palmer will be the hitter. The pitch from Catfish. 6-11 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. 1-2-3 go the Orioles in the sixth. After 6 innings of play, it's 3-0 Baltimore. Exactly, Ben, a valid question indeed. And I'll tell you this, my cousin, a very intelligent man, when he decided what he was going to go into, he considered that. He thought he was picking something that was fairly safe from the changes coming in the future. So you really never know what's going to be the next thing. We go to the seventh in a 3-0 game. Jim Palmer's been in complete command today. This will be his first endurance inning. It'll be Green, Nossick, and Harrelson for Kansas City. Dick Green 1 for 2 today. Palmer gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. On a 1-4 grounder second base, Davey Johnson has it. Flips to Powell, 1 down. And an update from Tom. 38 Yankees 3, White Sox 2. Hadley beats Jimmy Stewart. Monty Stratton. Yeah, who hasn't seen that, right? Great movie. 1 down, here's Nossick. Palmer into the windup. 2-12 righty. A liner right into the glove of Johnson. Oh, man, he hit that one right on the screws. But right at the second baseman. Harrelson 1 for 2. Palmer comes in with a 1-7. That's a 2-hopper to short, fielded by Aparicio. Across to Powell, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Palmer. As we stretch for the seventh, it's 3-0 Orioles. I tell you, Ben, that kind of came into play. One of many things that came into play when I was a youngster. I had a good job in the grocery business, and that was back when it was a really good job. Mid-70s. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I kind of thought the same thing. It's like, do I want to go into debt to get a job that's not really much better than the one I have? I will admit now in hindsight that that was very short-sighted on my part. But I can certainly understand the thinking due to my own personal experience. And now, let's see how the hangover boy is doing today. No, that would be me. Mookie's not hungover. Let's take a look in on him anyway. I don't see him. So my guess is he's in his other favorite spot, which would be the front bedroom window. Let's take a look. I kind of straightened this room up a little bit. Oh wait, no, he's on the bed. Okay, let's get some light on there. Yeah, I didn't make the bed, but I was kind of hoping he would do it for me. No such luck. What's up there, Mookie? Mookie. He's busy grooming himself. Yeah? Hey, psst, psst. Look up here. No? He says, hey, I'm busy here. Can't you see that? Yeah, now he looks up. Hello, Mookie. Yeah, as I mentioned before, he went with me to the barbecue yesterday. They have an old cat and an Australian Shepherd. So Mookie got to socialize with some other animals yesterday, mostly with the dog. Kumo the cat, just over 18 years old. He's not moving around very well these days. He does not want to play. HM. What is HM, Tom? I should know this. Let's see where we're at here. How's the screen? It looks pretty good. Picture looks pretty clear, at least to me. It'll be the top of the order for Baltimore here in the bottom of the 7th. Aparicio, 1 for 3 today. Hunter, in his first endurance inning, gets his sign. The windup in the pitch is a 1-9 righty. Pops him up on the left side. Campaneris is there. And he makes the catch for the first out. Here's Snyder now, 1 for 3. History maker, thank you. 2-7 right-handed. He loses him, ball 4. 1 out walk to Snyder. Snyder not a threat to steal. Good base runner, 1 to 15. Frank Robinson, the hitter. Brooks on deck. I've seen that on YouTube. I don't fully understand it, but in all honesty, I haven't really watched it enough. Frank Robinson 0 for 2 with a walk. Hunter checks the runner at first. Comes in with a 4-7 right-handed, and it's ball 4 to Robinson. Back-to-back walks here in the 7th, and that's going to get him stirring in the Kansas City bullpen. They used Dixon in real life. Let me take a look at him. No, he's not the kind of pitcher you want in a close game. Right, left, left coming up. Only one lefty down there, and that's Lindblad. So Lindblad will get up. Alongside him, the righty Jim Nash. On second thought, it won't be Nash. It will be John Wyatt and Lindblad. I think Nash has a start coming up. At least I put him down at the bottom of the deck. I usually do that for a reason. So first and second, one down. Kinnaman out to the mound now, says, break it up, fellas. Play ball. Brooks Robinson standing at the plate. Hunter gets the sign from Ruth, and here's the pitch to Brooks on a 6-7 righty. That's second base X. That could be two. Green at 219. Here's the play on a 15, and sure enough, Green, nice stop, flips to Campy for one, steps on the bag to Harrelson, double play. 4-6-3-X. Hunter gets what he needs. And we're through 7 in a 3-0 game. I think it was Dave who I saw playing it, as a matter of fact, Tom. I don't really get it yet, though. That's not saying much. I mean, I find at my age it's really difficult to learn new games. First of all, you have the reading problem. And I find myself reading the instructions. Even with Strat-O-Matic, which I've played for over 50 years, sometimes I go back and look at the rule book. I gotta read the section twice to get it to make sense to me. Of course, I always have Ben to help me out with the rules, right? Looks like it's going to be Roof, a pinch hitter, and Campy here in the 8th inning. Roof 0 for 2, Palmer into the windup. It's going to be a 4-8 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And now Kansas City will send up a pinch hitter for Catfish Hunter. So Hunter, a pretty good game today. He went 7. 6 hits. Unfortunately for him, 4 of them were bunched in the 2nd inning. 3 runs. He walked a few. He walked 5. Little control issues for Catfish today. And he struck out 4. And let's see who we're going to bring in here. Yep, I was checking the usage there. Lindblad has been way underused, so they will go to the lefty Lindblad. Now let's see who the pinch hitter is going to be with 1 down. It's going to be Danny Tartable. Tartable hitting .389. I believe he's still leading the league in hitting, but let's take a look because he hasn't played lately. No, he still has enough at bats. League's leading hitter at .389, and second is Boog Powell at .347. Palmer's pitched to Tartable. 3-8 right-handed. That's going to be a base hit to 15. Liner towards second, through into right field for a pinch hit single for Tartable. Tartable with blazing speed, held at 18. Campaneris at the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. And he's going to roll for that lead. 2 through 5 or 12. 6, he does not get it. On the back number, he'd be a 13. 13 plus 4 minus 4. Trailing by 3, too risky, so Campy will hit away. From the stretch, 6-5, and he loses in ball 4, and now there's stirring in the Baltimore pen, as one more hitter walk will fatigue Palmer. Tying run will come to the plate in the form of Larry Stahl. Stahl 1 for 2 with a walk today. In real life in this one, there's your score. Palmer went the distance. Probably need a right-hander here, and who else but Stu Miller. Stu Miller throwing in the Baltimore pen. First and second, one down. And here's Stahl. Palmer checks the runners. The pitch to Stahl is a 6-8 left-handed. That's banged into right field for a base hit. Possible double on a 3. It'll be a 2-star single. And Kansas City's on the board. As Tartable, who I forgot to write in, comes around to score all the way to third, Campaneris. That's an RBI single for Stahl. And here comes Bauer, and Palmer is fatigued. So Kansas City gets off the deck here in the 8th. Palmer will hit the showers, and Stu Miller will be coming on. Miller attempting to notch his 9th save. He has 8. It hasn't been automatic for Stu. 2-1 with 8 saves, but a rather high 4.74 ERA so far. And Mike Hirschberger due up. Danny Cater to follow. Holy cow, we got a situation. Yeah, I've seen that too, man. I wondered the same thing. Who the hell is W.B. Mason? Hirschberger's 0 for 3 on the day. Tying runs aboard. 3-1 now. One down, runners at the corners. Miller on to pitch. Here's the pitch to Hirschberger. It's a 6'10 right-handed shortstop X. Oh my goodness, this could get him out of the inning. Double play ball to Aparicio, 1E18, error range, 7 on an 18. And it's a double play. Aparicio to Johnson, to Powell, and the chance goes a-beggin'. Baltimore defense does it again. Athletics settle for a run on 2 hits and leave a man. So Miller comes in on the first pitch, gets a double play ball to Aparicio. We can close the book on Palmer now. 7 1/3. Six hits, 1 run. 3 walks. 2, 3, 4. 5 strikeouts. So a good job by the youngster. Paul Lindblad will take over for Kansas City. With Powell, Bluffery, and Johnson due up, Kansas City goes to a lefty. Boog, 1 for 2 with a walk, doubled back in the second. The left-hander ready to work now. The windup and the pitch to Briggs. 1-6 lefty. He struck him out. Blefary will bat. Pretty good against lefties, looks like to me. 1 for 2 with a walk. Lindblad with the pitch on a 6-9 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Pretty good against lefties indeed. And it's gone. Home run Blefary. Let's take another look. 6-9 lefty, no doubt about it. He's got the power. And for Curt Blefary, his 12th home run of the season. That'll bring up Davy Johnson. It's 4-1 now. Johnson 1 for 3. Lindblad into the windup. 2-3 lefty. He pops him up on the left side. Campaneris makes the catch. 2 down. And the batter will be Echeverren. Andy 0 for 3. Lindblad into the windup. 5-11 righty. It's a hard smash to third. Danny Cater over to Harrelson. And that'll do it. But the Orioles pick up an insurance run on the Curt Blefary home run after 8 complete. They lead it 4-1. I was going to try to make it, but I'm sorry, guys. I got to take a Whistler. Okay, we're back. Not to be confused with Twizzlers, I got to credit that to my old friend Bruce from Edmonton, Canada, who kind of dropped off the face of the earth too. I don't know what happened to that guy. I lost his number when I changed phone companies many years ago at the old apartment. Okay, 9th inning, Stu Miller needs 3 outs for the save. Standing in his way, Cater, Green, and Nosek. Danny Cater 0 for 3 today. He's had a good game in the field. Not much at the plate. Miller gets the sign, the windup. 3-11 right-handed, he bangs a base hit into center field. Runner at first, Dick Green, the hitter. Green 1 for 3. Miller from the stretch. 5-8 right-handed, second base X. This could be 2. Davy Johnson, 2E25. It's a 6, and he's got it to Aparicio for 1 to first, double play. Another double play. 4, 6, 3, X. And just like that, Kansas City down to their final out. Is it going to be Nosek? Can we get somebody with a little better on base, maybe? Jim Landis is going to bat. Hey, there's the Landis, remember? Oh my goodness, that just illustrates my poor memory. We had an umpire, Landis, and I was querying where there's another player, I think, named Landis. Yeah, that's right, Steve. He's in this replay. So Jim Landis will bat for Nosick. Miller into the windup, trying to nail it down on a 3-7, just outside ball 4. Landis draws the walk. And it will be up to Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson 1 for 3. Miller checks the runner. Comes to the plate. 2-8, struck him out. And that's the game. Four to 1 the final. Fine game by Jim Palmer, and I'll have the totals for you in a moment. Miller picks up the save. That's his 9th. Jim Palmer with the win improves to 7-2 on the season. Hunter, the hard luck loser, goes to 3-5. Lindblad an inning, a hit and a run, the homer by Bleffery, no walks and a strikeout. Player of the game, who's it going to be? Oh, I didn't fill in Miller, did I? 1 2/3. A hit, a walk, no runs, and 1 strikeout. 4 double plays were definitely a key to the game, Ben, absolutely. Thinking maybe Palmer player of the game. Bleffery with 2 ribbies. Of course, his homer, the game was well in hand, really, by the time he homered. Let me total them up here. Orioles in the win, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Kansas City just 1 run, 7 hits, no errors. Chief Spokane Gary player of the game will be Jim Palmer. The youngster with a fine outing improves to 7-2 on the season. And that's going to do it for me. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. For you guys watching on the replay, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It's free and it's easy. Why not? Tomorrow's game will be the New York Yankees at the Boston Red Sox. Gentleman Al Downing on the mound for New York. Righty Earl Wilson on the mound for Boston. That'll be the usual time, 1:30, 4:30. And throwing it out again mostly to the people watching later. And post your answers in the comments if you would, please. How would you feel if I started an hour later? 2:30, 5:30 instead of 1:30/4:30. Not a big deal, just curious. Pancakes for all, yes indeed. That actually sounds really good. Food in general sounds good right now. I'll tell you what, I just had oatmeal and blueberries to eat so far today, so not a very big breakfast for me. I could really go for a greasy breakfast with some pancakes on the side. I might go out and get that. Why not? I haven't eaten out in a long time. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. Thanks everybody again for watching. Please join me tomorrow. In the meantime, take care and have a pleasant evening, everyone. Bye for now.